All right, good evening, everyone. We will call the land use contract termination public hearing to order. I have some notes that I'm going to go over prior to the start of the meeting. We are gathered here for your comments with regard to the land use contract termination bylaw that affects your property. You will have received a notice of termination by the mail. My name is Councillor Mike Starchuk. I'm the acting mayor, and I'll be conducting the public hearing. A land use contract, commonly referred to as a LUC, was a planning tool that was created by the provincial government in the early 1970s for municipalities to use. In the late 1970s, the province adopted legislative changes that quickly put an end to the adoption of any new LUCs. More recently, the provincial government passed amendments to the Local Government Act so that all LUCs in the province will automatically terminate on June 30th, 2024, as they're outdated and can become problematic. These amendments also allow municipalities to initiate early terminations of LUCs in advance of the June 30th, 2024 deadline. As Surrey has all underlying zoning complete and due to the sheer number of LUCs in the city, Surrey chose to proceed with these early terminations. Early termination simply simplifies the land development process by ensuring that all properties in Surrey are regulated by the zoning bylaw and that their properties currently regulated by LUCs reflect the appropriate land uses and design that are consistent with the surrounding neighborhoods. This public hearing is a little different than the others that you may have attended in the past. At the April 3rd and 24th, 2017 regular council land use meeting, the public hearings on various LUCs for what those meetings were delegated for me to chair on this date at this time. Madam Clerk will be taking minutes of the proceedings, and this report will be given to council to review before the bylaws are to be considered for third and final readings. This public hearing is with regard to the termination of the current LUC, which brings the underlying zone into effect. The underlying zone assigned to the lands regulated by the LUC being terminated was, at the time it was assigned, the closest equivalent zone to the use and density permitted by the LUC. Please note that the termination of LUC does not force owners to undertake any renovation. We are not here to discuss or address questions regarding the specifics of a future development of your property. For those answers, you must attend the planning counter. The termination of an LUC may or may not affect future development of the property. This would be dependent on the future proposed development. This type of question or any specific development discussions must be addressed on an individual basis with the planner and not at this hearing. There is an appeal process to the Board of Variance where you may apply for an extension with regards to the timing of the termination of your contract. Again, staff will be around for the short time afterward to assist you with any further questions after our hearing, or you may call our planning department at the number that was given to you on your notice. Please note that your LUC number and which item number on the agenda that it's listed under. I will be calling on any speakers who wish to speak to the set of LUCs with the common underlying zoning that will eventually come into effect on your particular land use contract. Please note which grouping of your LUC is under the agenda. Madam Clerk will be reading out the various LUCs grouped by the same underlying zoning that has come into effect. A map will be shown with the various LUCs highlighted. I will then call for speakers. I will ask you to note what section your LUC is in so you speak to the correct time. Agenda item number 1 is the first set of LUCs that all have RF or single family as an underlying zone. Item 2 contains RF/single family and or RMD single family gross density zoning within the LUC. Item 3, which include those ones are different than what's there. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, sure. So when I call for speakers, please state your name and which LUC that you're speaking to. And again, there will be planners in the foyer should you have questions afterwards. Madam Clerk, may I have the first set of LUCs?
The first set of land use contracts, there's 8 of them, and they all have the underlying single family zone. The first one is land use contract number 81, and this is between 90th Avenue and 92nd, and 123 and 124th Street. Land use contract 149 is between 92nd and 93rd Avenue, and between 123A Street and 124A Street. Land use contract number 300 is between 92A Avenue and 93A Avenue, or sorry, just 93 Avenue, and 123rd and 124th Street. Land use contract 260 is located at 12435, 12443, and 12457 93rd Avenue. Land use contract 326 have the following addresses: 12305, 12315, 12325, 12335, 12345 93rd Avenue, 12308, 12318, 12328, 12338, 12348 93A Avenue. Land use contract number 23 is between 93A Avenue and Iona Place and 123rd and 124th Street. Land use contract 461 are 9407 and 9417 124th Street. Land use contract 494 is north of 94th Avenue between 124th and 125th Street.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Is there anyone here wishing to speak to any of these land use contracts? Second call for anyone wishing to speak to these land use contracts. Third and final call. Madam Clerk, items number 2.
Item number 2 is land use contract 470. The underlying zones in this land use contract are single family and duplex residential. The addresses are 9480, 9482 125th Street, 12512, and 12524 95th Avenue.
Are there any persons here wishing to speak to this land use contract? Second call. Third and final call. Madam Clerk, item number 3.
Is land use contract number 85, and that's single family and assembly hall. And this is located between 60th Avenue and 61A Avenue, and between 174A and 175A Street.
Are there any persons wishing to speak to this termination of land use contract? Second call. Third and final call. Item number 4.
Is land use contract number 515, and this is located at 18398 Fraser Highway, and the underlying zone is combination service gas station.
Are there any persons wishing to speak to this land use contract termination? Second call. Third and final call. Item number 5, Madam Clerk.
Number 5 are the underlying zoning is commercial industrial, and there's 5 different land use contracts under this. The first being land use contract 568, and the addresses are 17514, 17524, 17535, and 17567 55B Avenue. The second is land use contract 383, and this is located at 14458 104th Avenue. Then there's land use contract 527, and that's located at 8951 152nd Street. Land use contract 105, and that's at 15250 104th Avenue. And the last is land use contract 124, and that's at 10262 152nd A Street.
Are there any persons wishing to speak to these terminations of these land use contracts? Second call. Third and final call. Madam Mayor, items number 6.
And the last set of land use contracts, there's 4, and these are community commercial underlying zoning. The first one is land use contract 452, and this is located at the southeast corner of Fraser Highway at 152nd Street. The second is land use contract 111, in other words, southeast corner of 149 A Street and 104th Avenue. And then land use contract 392 is located at 14902 and 14920, 104th Avenue. And the last is land use contract number 27, and this is located at the southeast corner of 152nd Street and 102A Avenue.
Are there any persons wishing to speak to the termination of these land use contracts? Second call. Third and final call. Madam Clerk, I believe that concludes our evening. I'd just like to say thank you to those people that have attended. If there are questions, there will be planners in the foyer should you want to speak specifically to your property and your land use contract. We call for adjournment. Thank you.